டாஸ்கா? ம். கழுவியிருக்க?
Hi, Akshay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hey, give me a moment. I'm trying to join from my laptop. I wanted to use my Wacom today.
Long time no see.
What? My laptop? Oh, me. Okay.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Yesterday, I had some other work, so that's why I cancelled it.
Ma'am,
But
I
good.
got every question correct in the test. I'll tell you
Uh,
which wrong. They were like, there was 50 microsporangium, 50 Poland mother cell per microsporangium. How many
okay.
millimeters? So in one entire this thing, they were multiplied into 4, you'll get 200 per anther.
Per answer, yeah.
Then you have this thing. One anther produces 4 pollen grains. So
Uh,
800 pollen grains. I forgot that then generative cells divide into 2 male gametes, so it will be 800 into 2600.
mm,
I forgot that part. So
very nice. So you, whatever answers I told was correct only, no?
I don't know, ma'am. They haven't told. But some people told they have written introns only or something like the opposite of what I've written.
Um, Wait a second. Coding, it was coding or non-coding?
Ma'am, please tell me you told it correctly. I will cry if it's wrong.
No, I read the question. What is it? Is it coding or non-coding?
Wait, ma'am. I will tell you. Ma'am, wait. I've sent it to you on WhatsApp, no? Ma'am, see, ma'am. You send voice note, no? So I had to play it silently during exam and listen to it.
It was your exam. I was actually out stuck in the rain yesterday.
Oh, ma'am. See, ma'am. Question is,
Mm.
which of the following types of the expressed sequence of eukaryotic pre-mRNA is you told exon?
Coding only, no?
Expressed sequence of eukaryotic pre-mRNA.
Expressed sequence means sequence which will express.
Intron will not express, so it will be exon.
Exon, yeah.
Next one, during transcription in eukaryote. During
That is correct
transcription,
only. What I said is correct. Exon only.
ma'am, that is correct. Ma'am, I have written it like this, but I'm telling, I didn't tell you wrong. I'm just telling some people wrote something else, it seems.
Oh, I suddenly got confused.
Ma'am, during transcription in eukaryote, DNA segments transcribed to make RNA molecule. The RNA molecule has introns, exons only, both introns and exons, none of these.
I think I told you the answer. I mean,
Both exons and introns.
which one? What is the answer? H
Both.
and RNA, na?
Huh?
You are talking about H and RNA, no?
Ma'am, during transcription,
Uh,
in eukaryote, the DNA segments are transcribed to make an RNA molecule. Correct, no, ma'am? Ma'am, I'll read the full question. You see, during transcription in eukaryote, DNA segments are transcribed to make an RNA molecule. The RNA molecule will have introns only, exons only, both introns and exons, none of these. Don't tell me it's wrong. I will cry. I was going to get full in biology, except 1 mark. I'll get less, I think.
This is the 7. Which one question are you talking about? 7-4. The DNA segments transcribed to make RNA molecule should
And I asked
contain
our biology tutor also, even he told introns and exons. He
both
told
exons and introns only.
he told whatever you told. Like after exam, I had asked him, I was like, sir, I've written these answers. Can you tell if it's correct? He told it's correct. Like every certain reasoning also, whatever you told was correct only, he told. I was like, oh, ma'am got everything correct.
Yeah, I got everything correct. Yeah.
Ma'am, only 3 questions, ma'am.
But I still got it correct now. Hey, you don't know, like when you texted, I was not in a position to, like, I was in the hospital, so I was not able to
Ma'am,
do
why did you
anything.
go to the hospital?
I went for dental problems, so I was not able to do anything, type or this one, and it was like a crazy. I mean, it was very tense atmosphere. So yeah, that's why I was, when you asked the question, I couldn't think of anything. Now I don't know which one of mine is the host. Am I, my screen is the host or what it is? 1 second. I'm able to share whiteboard. Yes. Okay. Great. Okay. I think you can see my whiteboard, no?
Wait, ma'am, started sharing screen.
Yeah, no problem. It will share. And you can't hear any double audio, no?
Ma'am, I can hear double audio.
You can hear that?
No, I'm joking.
I can't hear it. So how can you hear it?
Double audio. Ma'am, that happens with my biology tutor. But sometimes I don't know what happens. Suddenly, in call, whatever he says, it won't echo, ma'am. Whatever he says, I can hear it again. If he just double, after 2 seconds, double, it will come again.
Okay. So before starting, okay, the thing is that everywhere, if you see, things were.
Today I started mineral nutrition.
Uh,
I learned that hypochondrosis or something is called growing of plants in nutrition without soil in nutrition medium.
that's a very
I-
memory based chapter.
Newton
Nothing
wants that
to
in
understand.
1980. And then essential nutrients I learned. What are
Uh,
essential nutrients? And then chlorosis, necrosis, and then
uh,
early wilting, and then falling of flowers, those things. Then toxicity, then manganese toxicity is there, no?
mm,
Manganese toxicity, I've heard, it causes brown spots in leaves.
mm,
Manganese toxicity, when manganese is there, then it will prevent the uptake of ferrous, all of that. So manganese toxicity can tell us about that the plant is deficient of iron and all of those minerals. So I think in 2 more classes he told I will finish, like today I did. So in two or 3 more classes he told next topic is very big, nitrogen cycle, all of those cycles.
yeah.
2 to 3 class, like we will finish. I was like, okay.
Okay. So coming back to our concept, like what we need to do yesterday, I think. Once again. Okay. So like we actually started with the light reactions, right? So the first set of things we are going to study is a light reaction. But what you need to keep in mind is that, hey, why did this go off? Why does my Zoom always go off when I log in from my computer? I wanted this one. Where it is?
My friend sent a snap 2 minutes back. It was full sunny. He sent a snap to me 2 minutes back. It was full sunny. Now the snap, it's pouring heavily.
Okay, now listen, let's not like I want to finish this. I will go off by 5:45, another meeting. Okay. So now listen. So what we will do is that I'll try and I will simplify it. Okay. Let's not just simply study what is given in the textbook, because you will remember, you will vaguely understand, but you will not find it very logical. Okay. So I will just explain it to you in a bit detail, but we are not going in depth and all. Okay, this will help you understand the process better. Fine. So I told you already this concept that we have two photosystems. Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2.
2 and then photosystem 1.
Yeah. So now, for now, let's just go with photosystem 1 and 2 itself. Okay. So, and we already learned yesterday that there are pigments in this one, and these pigments can be classified as accessory pigments.
Chlorophyll A is main pigment, and chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, carotene is accessory pigment. So
Yes.
they will throw the energy and they won't give it all at once. They will give it at specific, like
yes.
small,
Yes.
small.
This and all you understood, right? But where that concept difference comes is that we say that chlorophyll A is the main pigment, correct? Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that you will not find chlorophyll A as accessory pigments. That's my point, okay? So, if you consider a photosystem, okay? So, a photosystem will have a center which is called as a reaction center. Or it is also known as the photocenter.
Oh, I think I know this.
Okay. Now, we told that this particular main pigment is chlorophyll A, correct? Yeah, so it is chlorophyll A in both photosystem 1 and 2, but this photosystem 1 and 2, what is the difference is this specialized chlorophyll A, which is forming the reaction center. No,
Hmm.
this particular chlorophyll A has specialized name. They are named as PP 680 and 700.
Yeah, because one will observe wavelength from 680 and another will observe wavelength
Yes.
from 700.
But they are not called as chlorophyll A. You will see them as P680, P700. These are names for chlorophyll A. That's
But
it.
those are types of chlorophyll A only.
Yeah, they are specialized chlorophyll A molecules present in the reaction center. So photosystem 1 will have P700, whereas photosystem 2 will have P680.
Hmm.
This is the fundamental difference.
I think we already learned this that day. It's like
We
different.
learned 700, we learned 680, and we learned that chlorophyll A is present in reaction center. But we didn't learn the concept that P680 and P700 are nothing but chlorophyll A molecule.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, before the light comes to the reaction center, it passes through series of accessory pigments.
Yeah, correct. They observe the energy and the different this thing. And they,
Yes. Yes. It starts with first one, the photon when it strikes, it will be carotenoids.
Hmm.
Okay. Then after that would be chlorophyll B.
Hmm.
Okay. Then there will be around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chlorophyll A molecules.
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and probably 6. So how many chlorophyll A molecules?
6.
6. But what is the difference is each one is of different wavelength.
Wait, ma'am. Photosystem 1, it will go to carotenoid, chlorophyll B, xanthophyll. What is that after carotenoid?
No, chlorophyll A molecule. There will be 6 chlorophyll A molecule.
There is no xanthophyll. Why?
No xanthophyll involved here.
See, ma'am, first carotene, then chlorophyll B, then 6 chlorophyll molecule, and finally P700.
Yes, P700. But what is the difference between the 6 chlorophyll molecule? All are of different wavelength.
Sure.
Like for example, the one that is closest to the reaction center, it will absorb wavelength of 720 to 735.
Hmm.
Then the one that is above will go for 690 to 700. Those values are not necessary. So I'm just telling there are 6 chlorophyll molecule here.
Hmm.
Okay. Now when you talk about photosystem 2, same thing. You will have carotenoids, you will have chlorophyll B, chlorophyll A. But what is the difference is the number of chlorophyll A in photosystem 2 is less. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 only you will have. So the photon will come and strike at the carotenoid site, then followed by which you will have chlorophyll B. Okay. Then you will have 4 chlorophyll A molecules. 1, 2, 3, 4 chlorophyll A molecule of different wavelength, and finally you will have P6.
So what is the difference between this and that? There you have written P700, here you have written P600.
So here the reaction center molecule will absorb the maximum wavelength of 700 nanometer. Here the reaction center chlorophyll A molecule will absorb maximum of 680 nanometer. Then here you have 6 chlorophyll molecules A, and here you have 4 chlorophyll A molecules.
So in photosystem 2 we have 4, in photosystem 1 we have 6.
Yes. So ideally in photosystem 1 has more of chlorophyll A molecules than carotenoids and chlorophyll B molecules.
Hmm.
Okay. So this concept is understood, the difference, fundamental difference between the two photosystems.
Full clear, crystal, as clear as a raindrop.
Clear, no? So here till now, whatever we are talking about is just the pigments, how they form the reaction center and everything. Now, apart from this, there are some electron carrier proteins that we will be talking about late. So for that, wait, let me just take the PPT, which is much more clear there.
Oh, ma'am, you saw the PPT link I've sent you, biology lab or something.
I couldn't see anything there. It was all just like that, like as in it was not what to say.
That's today my tutor was using on PPT to teach. That PPT was from that website, so I sent you that website's link itself.
Yeah, that's what I didn't find the PPT very, like it was just information given PPT.
Textbook, basically.
Yeah.
No, my tutor told don't use it to study. Use it to revise last moment when you're revising.
Mm.
You have to go
That's
through
what
the-
I also told with the PPTs I gave you.
Yeah, ma'am. I forgot.
Hey, by the way, what is the difference? What is a tandem repeat?
Oh, variable reverse of tandem repeat or something. No,
What is that? Why is it called so?
it is there in DNA. I know that much. And then when this thing, one sequence of nucleotide is repeated,
That is single nucleotide polymorphism. That is not variable number tandem repeats.
ma'am, like
Yeah.
ma'am, one pattern of like one nucleotide or more of number of nucleotides, when it's repeated and the repeated units are there, no, they are
Repeated.
placed adjacent to each other.
They are adjacent to each other. That's why they're called tandem repeats.
They are used in, I think, molecular basis. You'll learn.
DNA fingerprinting. Why they are used in DNA fingerprinting?
I don't know.
Nice.
You only tell, ma'am. You will only have a better answer.
I thought you knew this. So that's why I thought I'll ask a
One
question.
line.
I'm going through that session today. Huh?
Ma'am, you tell one line. I will tell fully like that.
One line fully. Satellite DNA.
Oh, that. Oh, I remember. See, first satellite DNA are cut with this thing, REN, restriction endonucleases. They cut the DNA specific sequence called palindromic sequence, and then that they are cut into different fragments. They have distinct sequences, satellite DNA, and then they are cut into fragments, and the fragment length will differ in each fragment length will differ because of variable length of the short tandem repeats, and then the fragments are then later separated using agarose gel electrophoresis. And then
You said short tandem repeats. What is the difference between variable number of tandem repeats and short tandem repeats?
variable number I just told you.
You didn't tell me clearly. Tell me.
Variable number of tandem repeats are sequences of DNA that are copied and then they are made placed adjacent to each other.
Okay. Up short tandem repeats?
Tell one line, ma'am, I'll tell correctly.
That name itself will say.
Shorter, ma'am. Ma'am, they are basically micro satellites, smaller things, simpler sequence. That's all. Like, ma'am,
Yeah.
it's tandem repeats, but shorter. That's all. In variable tandem repeats, we use lower number of nucleotides. In shorter, we use
So
something.
how many number of nucleotide difference is there between short tandem and PNTR?
Max. 7 is max in short.
Okay.
In variable number after 7, I think.
Hey. There's something called as macro satellite also. So you should define mini satellite properly.
Leave ma'am, mini satellite, macro satellite. Today's topic is photosynthesis. When you're going to ask me questions from one chapter, you tell ma'am, I'll prepare and come, then you ask like one hero I look at.
You should know already. It should not be like only when I ask you start.
I have an idea, ma'am. Every day you tell me from this chapter, I'll ask you a question. At least for formality, you ask 5 questions.
That and all I will not tell. I'll randomly ask so that I will randomly cover topics for you.
No, it'll motivate me to study. No. So you just tell me tomorrow you're going to ask from Monday, you're going to ask.
Now today I asked this. No. You got any clarity in this?
Ma'am, Monday I will study and come Monday you ask me from the same
Like
question.
my question is, you're going to, it is not your fault, Akshay. Even if you study, even if I ask you this question, you're going to use NCERT as reference, correct?
As in?
Like you're going to anyway study again, okay? But you are going to use sources which again are not very clearly explained. They are just given in short. So even if I ask you any question, you might not be able to answer it clearly.
No, ma'am. If you're going to tell, I'll ask my tutor to tell. Like he tells all like in his notes I study. I don't study NCERT.
So my only point is that like whenever I feel like there are some topics which this is not anyone's fault, it's just that it's not taught properly. So those topics I randomly pick out for you.
Ma'am, in his notes there was epistasis.
Epistasis is there, no, but it's not there for exam. Don't worry about it. It's AIPMT aims portion.
Of genes that are not alleles, and that suppression of suppression of effect of one gene by another.
Yes, yeah. Then there is dominant epistasis, recessive epistasis and all.
Yeah, he's given that.
Yeah, it's not
You
necessary.
don't need to study. He's given cross also for epistasis.
Yeah, yeah. But it is again not necessary.
He's given between two bees.
Will only get confused.
In his notes, he's
Hmm.
given cross between two bees, honeybees, or some insect.
Hmm.
One is black, one is red.
Yeah, that's actually a standard example for epistasis.
Yeah.
Have I given correctly?
Wait, ma'am, I'll check it.
Very- Okay, now that I told you this,
Bee, ma'am, some bee, some
I
random
am
thing.
my mind is itching to tell you this because I mean otherwise I will not have proper sleep. When you
Yes.
don't answer something correctly, like how you feel like when you know something and you want to answer everything related to it. Same way when you don't know something, I get this tendency to tell you everything about it.
Oh, obviously, ma'am.
Yes. So I will first tell that and then I will go ahead with this thing.
Ma'am, when will you finish photosynthesis? You told this weekend.
Yes, I will try and finish this weekend. It's okay. Now you know all the photo system things, na? It will get over faster.
Ma'am, what else? How many, which session are we in? How many sessions do we have?
How many?
Like, which session are we in? How
We are
many
in the
sessions?
fourth session, I think. Yeah.
So today we'll finish 4.
Hopefully, yes. Let's try. I don't think so, but yeah.
Can you teach me this?
Okay, now listen to me. Don't this one. So once I'll explain, then you can refer and study. So you will never forget this topic ever again.
Wow, ma'am, next level confidence.
Yes, I am very confident about this. Okay, so you know this Human Genome Project, no? So
Salient
from this,
project.
yes. So what they did is they analyzed the entire human genome with like so many different people. And then they came to this conclusion that out of the entire human genome, you and me, if I compare, we are only differing by 0.1 percentage. Okay. Like 99.9% of our nucleotide bases are the same. We are only differing by 0.1 percentage.
Correct.
Okay. So what they did is they did something called as density gradient centrifugation.
Oh yeah, blending and centrifugation and all they've
Yes.
done.
So when they did that centrifugation, no. So what happened is that they got two bands. Okay. The denser part of the DNA as one band and then two thin bands, which were the lighter part of the DNA. Okay. Now, when they plotted this as a graph, okay, the density graph, they obtained one small peak and one larger peak.
What is that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. So this is the density graph. This small peak stands for this lighter area and this big one stands for this main band. Okay. Now this 99.9% same one is there. No, it belongs to this bigger, denser peak. And this DNA is called as bulk DNA. Yeah. So the DNA, like the major part of the DNA, like is called as the bulk DNA. Like in the centrifugation peak, this is called as what DNA?
Which one? The peak, where it shows the peak.
Where the top bigger peak and this main band, this darker band.
Why are there two peaks? There's only one peak, no?
Huh? There are two peaks now. This is one peak and this is another peak.
Correct.
Yes. So this particular peak is the bulk DNA part and this particular peak is your satellite DNA. Okay. So why they got this two peak is because all the denser DNA part, the part of the DNA which was denser was in this bulk DNA. And the part of the DNA which was lighter was classified as satellite DNA. Okay. And the 99.9% of the DNA comes under this bulk DNA. That 0.1 difference is there, no, within us. That 0.1 difference is because of this satellite DNA.
Okay, ma'am.
You understood this difference between bulk DNA and satellite DNA?
Yes.
But what is the specialty of satellite DNA is they are non-coding in nature. Okay. So, like in the case of sickle cell anemia, okay, in the case of sickle cell anemia, when there was a mutation, Okay.
Hmm.
At one point, there was a point mutation. No.
Hmm.
What happened to this one? The protein itself changed, correct?
Correct.
But any mutation in the satellite DNA will not cause any genetic disorder.
Hmm.
Why?
I don't know, ma'am. You only will tell.
You tell me. No, I told you already it is non-coding.
It doesn't code. It is non-coding and it's only 1% contribution.
Yes. So the thing is that the satellite DNA is not going to code. So there
Yeah.
will be no proteins formed.
Hmm.
So
Correct.
if there is mutation also, there will be no change because anyway, there is no protein form. No.
Yes.
So there will be no genetic disorders also.
Oh.
Genetic disorder will come only if there is a protein and there is a structural change in the protein and all those things. No.
Yeah.
Got this concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you talk about satellite DNA, another thing about them is they have repetitive sequence.
As in, oh, nucleotide repetitive sequence.
Yes, their sequences are repetitive.
Hmm.
Okay, like the nucleotide bases keep on repeating. Now, based on how many times they repeat, okay, like how many base pairs are there in those repeats. So these repeats are also called as tandem repeats because they are consecutive, that is one after the other. Okay, so the repetitive sequence are also called as tandem repeats. Okay,
Because they are one after the other.
one after the other. It's not like if I have, say, for example, A, G, T, C, then A, C, C, then again T, C. It's not like that. It will be like A, G, T, C, T, C, T, C, then A, C, C, T, C, like that. So here, if you see, T, C is repeating thrice. So you can call that there are 3 tandem repeats.
Oh.
Got this?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
take this example itself. In this example, I am having only 2 base pairs which are repeating.
In this?
In this, I have only 2 base pairs. No, only T and C is repeating, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when this only 2 base pairs, like if 2 to 6 base pairs are repeating, then you call it as short tandem repeat.
When 2 to 6 means, ma'am, 2 to 7 means.
2 to 6. Some textbooks you will also see 7, but 2 to 6 is the standard. Okay, so if you have 2 to 6 base pairs which are repeating, then you call it as short tandem repeats.
Short tandem
Repeats. Okay, because they are very short. But if you, instead of this, imagine I have like around 10 to 100 base pairs which are repeating again and again. Then you call it as variable number tandem repeats.
Variable number tandem.
Repeats. So if 10 to 100 base pairs are there in a repeat, then you call it as variable number tandem repeats. But if there are only 2 or 2 to 6 base pairs which are there, then it is short tandem repeats.
So if there is 2 to 6 short tandem repeats and 6 to 100
is
variable
tandem repeats. Yes. Okay. So this concept you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's just do one thing. We'll just take a short example. Okay. Like for example, let me compare mine and yours. Your spelling is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. So let us just assume that I am taking the satellite sequence of yours and mine. Okay. So let us say that I have T, C, C, G, A, T, A, T, A, T, A, T, C, G, C, T, T, A. Now you have T, C, C, G,
T is basically no.
Wait, I will tell you. A, T, A, T, A, T,
is
A,
born
T,
in
A, T, G, C, T, T, A.
I
Okay.
didn't mean
Yeah.
born.
Now in my case, I have 1 tandem repeat, 2 tandem repeat, 3 times it is repeating. But in your case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it is repeating.
So it's a sad thing.
No, it's not a sad thing. Okay. This is the difference between your satellite DNA and my satellite DNA sequence. Rest all is the same.
Hmm.
But the tandem repeats, the number of time it is repeating is changing.
Oh.
Okay. That is that 0.1 difference we spoke about. You remember?
And yours.
Yes, this is one of the difference. That is the number of times, number of repeats is there.
Hmm.
So if you see in your family, your mother, your father, and you will
Hmm.
not have the same number of repeats. It will definitely change. Now,
Hmm.
why that is like that is because there will be mutation happening. No.
Hmm.
So you are getting chromosomes from your father as well as mother. Your mother also will have some variable tandem repeats, and your father also will have some repeats. So that will be combined, and in yours it will be something else. And in your body also there will be mutation happening. As a result of which you will also have different. That is the reason why in this entire world, even though we have 99.9% of the DNA the same,
No two people will have same.
yes, that's why this 0.1 difference, and
They
that
don't same DNA sequence.
yeah, that's the reason why we use this tandem repeats for DNA fingerprinting.
Ma'am, in some movie they told no. What is that Surya movie? Same DNA, Bodhi Dharma DNA.
That is recessive. It is a recessive trait. His ancestor was recessive, like he had this trait. So, but that over a period of time became recessive. So what she was trying to do was to try and make it active. That's it.
Yeah, he was a carrier, but it was recessive in him.
Yeah. Now, you told about polymorphism, no?
Polymorphism, I know, no.
Yeah, like I'll tell you that also. So you told me single nucleotide, there'll be a change and all.
We have
Yeah,
learned in principles of inheritance, no.
this is only here only you have learned. Okay, so earlier, like see for example,
Polymorphism. Leopard has
yeah,
polymorphism.
I'll just tell you. Wait. Okay, so in case if like because of some mutation, mine at this position became A, and yours became like say T. So if you see the nucleotide at this position for both of us is different. This is because of mutation. Rest all is the same, and the number of time is only differing, but we are differing by with a single nucleotide, you know, and this kind of a difference that arises because of mutation is called as polymorphism. And this polymorphism can be at one single nucleotide or many nucleotide. If it is at one single, then it is called a single
polymorphism.
Nucleotide
polymorphism,
which is also known as SNP. Okay, rest you already told me correctly. The DNA fingerprinting process you have told, but this is the whole concept there. I hope this is clear for you now.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have covered human genome as well as.
Oh, it's already 5:45. Time for Pooja ma'am to go for meeting.
No problem. I'll finish a little bit more and go.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll come back to this. Okay, so here, okay, we have a particular diagram. Can you see the diagram? This is photosystem 1. Okay, and this is the photosystem which is present within the thylakoid membrane. Okay, and we have already learned that we have accessory pigments, and we know what this P700 is now. Yes or no?
Oh, thylakoid disc-like shape. They form the grana and stroma.
Yes. So we currently know what this P700 is. Yes or no?
Yes.
What is it?
Photosystem 1, maximum wavelength it can observe is chlorophyll 8 is maximum wavelength 700 nanometer.
Yes. So if you see that the photon will strike, the energy will pass through the accessory pigments, go to 700.
Yes, meme.
Okay. Now what will happen is when this particular thing is there, from the 700, there will be an electron which gets excited. Okay. Because of the photon striking, the electron will get excited. Okay. Now, the thing is, there is something called as redox potential. Okay. I hope you know what redox reactions are, both oxidation and reduction together. Okay. So what will happen is that since this electron will absorb the energy from the photon, it will become highly highly active. So it will move from this particular P700 to another compound called as A0.
P700 to P0.
A0.
To what, ma'am?
There is this A0. Can you see here?
A0.
A0. Okay. So A0 is again just a chlorophyll molecule. A0, A1, all these are modified versions of chlorophyll molecule. Okay. So the electron from P700 will gain energy and it will get excited to higher energy state, which would be A0. Then it will move to A1. Till here is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? Okay.
No,
Now we come to Y. So whenever this one, whenever the electron gains energy, the redox potential will become low at P700, but it will be high in A0. So from low redox potential to high redox potential, the electron will be transferred.
Okay. From low redox potential to high redox potential, electrons will be transferred.
Normally we talk about high to low, no?
Hmm.
But here we are talking about redox potential and it is low redox to high redox.
Hmm.
Okay. So once this electron lands on this A0, no. Okay. What will happen is that this particular P700 would become unstable and the redox potential of A0 will become high.
Hmm.
Then again, what will it will become it will become low, and once it becomes low, again it will be transferred to A1.
Once it becomes low,
like earlier when the electron was at P700, the redox potential of A0 was high. After the electron is transferred to A0, the redox potential of A0 will decrease.
And A1 will increase.
Increase. Yes, A1 will be high when compared to A0. No, so again the electron will go to A1.
But it will go up to FES, sir.
Yes, FES. So till now, whatever we spoke, that is till A1, that is from the accessory pigments till A1, everything are pigments. Okay, your P700 is a pigment, chlorophyll A. Then A0 is a modified chlorophyll A. A1 is also a modified chlorophyll A. Okay. But from FES onwards, it's actually a compound, ferrous sulfate compound. It's a protein compound. Okay, please remember that. So FES is also present within the membrane. Okay. Now, once this FES will receive the electron, same concept, same redox potential concept only. Okay. The next thing is there are other two electron acceptors outside the membrane. Okay, can you see this FD and FNR? FD stands for ferredoxin.
Oh.
And FNR, you don't need to know the full form. It's okay.
Okay, but I'm so
Okay.
curious.
It's also a compound only.
Oh, compound only.
Yeah. Okay, but there is a speciality of it. It is not closely associated with the system. So what will happen is this ferredoxin is there. No, it will take the electron and transfer it to FNR.
Ma'am, see, ma'am, first from P700, reduction potential of A0 is high. But when it gets transferred to A0, reduction potential of A0 decreases, but reduction potential of A1 increases. Then when it goes to A1, reduction potential of A1 decreases, but reduction potential of this thing decreases. Potentials of A1 decreases, FES increases. Then FES will again, it will go to FES. Then from FES, it will go to FD. From FD, it will go to FNR.
Yes. FES full form is ferrous sulfate.
Ferrous sulfate center.
Yes. FD full form is ferredoxin.
Ma'am, I'm a pro, ma'am.
Yeah. What is FD full form?
FD is ferredoxin.
FNR full form is actually, it's an enzyme, okay? It's ferredoxin NADP plus.
Yes, ma'am.
Reductase.
Reductase. I knew it, ma'am.
You knew it?
Yeah.
Very good. So FNR is an enzyme, okay? Now what is going to happen? After where is till FES, all these are present within the thylakoid membrane. Remember that. Once that is done, FES will transfer the electron to FD. FD is something that can move. It is not fixed at one place. Okay. So it will take and it will give the electron to the FNR. And now when that happens, when the enzyme, that is FNR enzyme, receives the electron, there will be a reaction that is happening. And that reaction results in the production of NADPH. What will it produce?
Nicotine adenine dinucleotide phosphate hydrogen.
Exactly. Okay. I told you in the beginning itself, the whole point of light reaction is to produce ATP and NADPH. Remember?
Yes.
So first NADPH is produced when the electron gives NADP, the FNR enzyme with an electron. And also there will be in the stroma H plus ions. No. They also will come and join. But we need 2 H plus ion and 2 electrons, not 1. Okay, so that because of that, there will be 2 photons that will strike the photosystem. So when 1 photon strikes, you will get 1 electron. Then the next photon strikes, you will get the next electron. Okay, and H plus you will get from the stroma of the chloroplast. So NADP plus 2H plus 2 electron would give you NADPH plus H plus. Is this clear?
NADP.
H plus.
Okay. Yeah, H plus ion will be released now.
Yes. And who catalyzes this reaction?
NADP. FNR.
FNR. Who carries the this one to the FNR? Electron to the FNR?
Ferredoxin.
From where does ferredoxin gets its electron?
Ferrous sulfate center.
Very good. Okay. So this you understood? Okay. Now, as I said, 1 photon strikes, 1 electron will come, but we need 2 electrons, so 2 photons will strike. And we will get 2 electrons.
Oh, simple.
Okay.
Okay,
Now, yes. So we can say that NADPH is basically receiving the electrons. No, so it is also known as the electron acceptor. It plays a role of an electron acceptor. Okay, remember this. There was a question asked like related to this. Okay. Now, what is this about? Yes. So once this particular electrons are getting excited, no, they wait, or you know that electrons don't remain in their high state always. They have to come to their lower energy state eventually. Yes or no? So now what will they do is they will travel down. Okay. And oh, this meme, I like it. I want my electron back.
Oh, ma'am,
Yeah.
I have a picture. I'll show it to you. I was like, please put your mask. Corona is everywhere or something.
Yeah. So what happens is that from this ferredoxin, okay, this particular electron now will go to photosystem 2. This started with photosystem 1 here. Okay, we were talking about photosystem 1 all this while because it was P700. Okay, now what will happen is this will go to photosystem 2. So what will be the next thing is in photosystem 2, what is happening is there is a photon striking. As usual, there is 680, this one. But unlike your photosystem 1, it does not have chlorophyll A0 and A1 and all. It directly has one electron acceptor center. Okay. And that will be pheonin. It's actually pheophytin is basically a protein. Can you see here? Pheo? Yes.
We did 1.
This is photosystem 2.
Till now we did 700. Now we're doing 600.
680.
680, what will happen, ma'am, first?
As usual, 1 photon will strike. Then it will be transferred to the P680 molecule. Then electron from the P680 molecule will excite and will be absorbed by a protein molecule, which is called as pheophytin.
Hmm.
Okay, this is an electron acceptor center.
Hmm.
And this will transfer the electron to plastoquinin, PQ.
Plastoquinin. Hmm.
Yes. Okay. So once this goes to the plastoquinin, okay, what is going to happen is what we're going to see once again. Yes. So plastoquinin, it will join, and the two electrons will join plastoquinin, and then two hydrogen also will join plastoquinin, and it will form plastoquinin hydrogen. Okay, PQH2 compound. From there, it will go to another compound called as cytochrome BF6.
Hmm.
Okay, actually it's B6F, no? B6F, cytochrome B6F, which is again a protein complex which is present in the thylakoid membrane.
PHEO, that is pheonin.
Yes, pheophytin,
Pheophytin, then it will go to plastokinin,
plastoquinone.
then it will go to cytochrome. BF.
Yes, the electron will go to cytochrome, and from cytochrome it will flow to plastocyanin, PC.
Okay, these names are remember.
Yes, these names you have to remember. Okay, now from plastocyanin, the electron will move to photosystem
2.
1. This is photosystem 2 we were talking about. Photosystem 1. Now, why it is moving to photosystem 1 is because when your electron moves from photosystem, that is P700 to A naught molecule, P700 is becoming unstable, no?
Yeah, because this is
Yeah,
becoming
yeah,
unstable.
because it is losing its electron, so it has to be nourished back again. Otherwise, it will lose all its electron. Yes or no?
Correct.
So from where it is nourishing its electron is basically it will receive an electron from photosystem 2.
Oh.
Okay, but my next question is, okay, we are stabilizing P700. What about P680? It is not receiving electron from anywhere. How will it nourish it?
Oh, P680 photons.
How will P680 nourish its electron is my question.
I think, ma'am, they will release something and they will do it.
No, by splitting up of water.
Oh, splitting up of water. This enzyme helps, no, manganese.
The electron will be produced, no, H2O will split an electron. That electron will be given to P680 to make it stable.
That electron will be given to
P680.
Oh, ma'am, splitting of water, one important enzyme helps, no, one nutrient, mineral.
Splitting up of water, magnesium only, no?
Magnesium. Sorry, not manganese.
Okay, so the whole point is this reaction center has only definite amount of electrons. You know that every material for itself will have only definite number of electrons, no? So we have to, like, if all the electrons are over, there will be no more electron for excitement, there will be no more photosynthesis. So in order to make sure that there is proper photosynthesis happening, the reaction center should be always refilled again and again and again. Okay, but how it is done? In the case of P700, the electron from PS2 will go to P700. That is a photosystem 1. But in the case of photosystem 2, it is because of splitting up of water.
Splitting up of water.
Yeah. So the same thing, if I draw and show you, 1 second. You remember I told you things begin with photosystem 2 and then go to photosystem 1?
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you how that happens. So right now I just told you like what happens in photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Now I'll tell you together what happens. Okay. So let us just start with this particular thing. So if I have my photosystem 1, okay, my photosystem 1 is going to receive the light. Okay. So here, let us say I have the same diagram that we saw. Okay, I'm just a little bit modifying it. Okay, so this is my P680. Okay, so it will receive the photon and all these molecules will transfer it to P680. From here, there will be an electron acceptor center, which is nothing but pheophytin.
Phytoquinine, quinone.
Yes. Then this will go to plastoquinone.
Plastoquinone, then it will go to B6, this thing.
Cytochrome
B6.
B6F. Then from there, it will go to plastocyanin. Okay. So basically, if you see a plastoquinone, cytochrome B6F, plastocyanin, all these are lower energy levels. So as the electron is traveling down the lower energy level, and this will go to this particular electron will go to P700.
Where
Okay.
it gives electrons because it's giving electrons. And this
Yes.
place, photosystem 1 will get the A naught, A1, the ferrous sulfate center,
Ah.
peridoxin.
Ah.
And then FNR
At FNR, what is happening?
of NADH plus H plus.
NADPH is NADP plus is converted to NADPH plus H plus. Very good. Okay. Now
one gets electron from splitting of water, that ion will be released when water is split. That electron is used for this first one, nourishment.
yes. So if you see, the process begins with photosystem 1 and ends at photosystem 2. So this looks like if you look at it, doesn't it look like Z?
Yeah.
That is why this entire light reaction is also known as Z scheme.
Z scheme. Whoa, Z scheme. Now I remember why they tell Z scheme.
Now you understood? That is the reason. Okay. Now I told you ATP will also be produced. No. Let us see where exactly ATP will be produced. This is all about splitting up of water. Yeah, so that is not to be worried about. Okay, so remember that even though photosystem 2 receives an electron from photosystem 1 receives an electron from photosystem 2, but it will also photons will also strike photosystem 1. It is not like what will it do with the electron it receives from photosystem 2 is that it is just storing it. But what causes the excitement of electron? That excitement of electron is because of the photons striking. Please remember that, okay?
The excitation is because of photon striking.
Exactly. But the splitting up of water and receiving the electron from photosystem 2 by photosystem 1, all these things are going to replenish the electron. It is not for excitement of electron. Is that clear?
It's not because of excitation of electron.
Yes. So all you need to remember is both the photosystems will receive photons.
Both the photosystem will receive photons.
Yeah. Okay. So one second. No.
I'm done, ma'am, today.
One second.
Learn today.
I was just seeing the ATP part. Somewhere ATP also will be produced. Cherry, okay. I'll do this remaining part tomorrow, not an issue.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. So we are almost done. We just have this ATP part. Then we can go to the next cycle.
Now I'm going to party in the rain.
You're going to?
Party in the rain. Ma'am, you saw that black fungus?
Yeah, I did.
So sad, no? Now they have to cancel boards.
Yeah. Now you're clear with molecular basis, that concept and this?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you think they're going to cancel boards? What is your opinion?
Mostly they will draw.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
But how will they assess, ma'am?
I have no clue.
We have written pre-board. We are writing new pre-board now. The question paper I sent to you was now pre-board because our school is writing pre-board 3 and 4. Just in case board exam marks, we did do bad in 1 and 2.
Okay.
So 3 and 4 online only for 35 marks. They'll increase it to 90 marks, 70 marks. Practical marks.
Okay.
Ma'am, the thing is, no, if they keep this NEET, I'm gone. Like, I can't do NEET only then.
Sorry.
Like,
Sorry, I have to, I'm so sorry I have to cut you through, but I have to go now. I have that meeting left out.
bye, ma'am. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow
Yeah,
class.
yeah. So
Monday.
revise and come, okay, please.
Ma'am, tomorrow class is there on Monday.
Oh, classes there. I will let you know by EOD.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Chalo, bye bye.